Welcome to ScoutPower. Longhouse Council proudly serves the scouting community of Central and Northern New York. Thousands of adult volunteers, our professional staff, and the generosity of our donors continue to deliver an outstanding program of leadership, character development, adventure, and fun. Despite the struggles of life in the COVID era, and even now as things slowly come back to something normal, Scouting found a way to continue to serve our youth. We are elated to have you back in person for ScoutPower this year and hope you've enjoyed our new format. This summer, we will have multiple camping and event opportunities for every level of youth we serve. It is so good to have our camps alive with adventure and laughter once again. Scouting is open to all youth, and our mission is to provide a dynamic scouting experience to every child or young adult that wants one. Last year, we welcomed our first class of female Eagle Scouts in BSA history. Thanks to your generous support, we continue to make the scouting adventure available to all kids and young adults. On behalf of the thousands of Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, Venturers, Sea Scouts, and Explorers, thank you for your support. Longhouse Council Boy Scouts of America is proud to recognize Dan and Kathy Mezzalingua as our 2022 ScoutPower Distinguished Citizens Honorees. The Mezzalingua name is synonymous with business excellence and philanthropic leadership in the upstate New York community. Dan has been a pioneer in cable TV technology, building an international business network based in Syracuse. His service to the community includes membership on the advisory councils of HSBC Bank, the United Way, as well as the boards of the Community General Hospital Foundation, the Manufacturing Association of Central New York, and president of the Board of Trustees of Manlius Pebble Hill School and trustee of Syracuse University. Kathy has been prolific in her service to education, libraries, the Catholic faith, and health-based philanthropy. She has served on the boards of WCNY-TV, Welsh Terrace, and Francis House. She served as board chair of Hospice of Central New York and board chair of the Friends of the Central Library. Kathy is a dame of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, a Catholic lay organization, and led the Syracuse region as hospitaller for 7 years. Since 2009, Kathy has been president of St. Agatha Foundation, started by their daughter Lori, who was diagnosed with breast cancer at 29. It serves, as Lori said, women who cannot afford their disease, with costs of surgery, medication, and treatment not covered by insurance. Please enjoy this tribute to Dan and Kathy Mezzalingua by some of those who know them best.
When I think of Dan and Kathy, I think of caring, compassion, certainly generosity. They epitomize duty to God, duty to country, helping others. They not only help others, they champion causes. And because of all those things put together, there's no question, you know now why they're being honored with this Distinguished Citizen Award.
The importance of the way they've raised their kids is evident, the great way they've raised their kids. To be like them, to want to give back to the community, to be successful in what they're doing, and not take it for granted.
Their service is just part of them. That's in their blood, in their DNA, I guess you would say, for all of them. Kathy and Dan are both very philanthropic, very kind, very generous to the community, and Lori was likewise. Always service-minded and always wanting to help people and do things for them, which is why she set up this St. Agatha Foundation, which now helps women who, she says, can't afford their disease. She wanted to help those who couldn't afford their treatment and what needed to be done for them during breast cancer. So she was, as I say, very philanthropic, which I think came from her parents because they're that way, and I guess they always have been.
Faith has always been a part of our lives since we could walk. But after my sister's passing, it was my mother who demonstrated what it really meant to have faith and not just repeat the words and go through the motions. And what is most vivid to me is that whether I tell a story about my sister or whether any of my siblings do, depending on the story and how it hit us, it's very easy to choke up, and it's because she was a very special person. My mother, her faith is so strong that she told one of the most emotional stories about my sister and had the confidence and the serenity that only someone of faith could have. Her voice didn't crack once. She didn't hesitate or pause, because she believes, as we all believe, but she believes it to her core, that we will all be together again. And her belief is so strong, she visualizes it. So it's quite powerful when you see it up close in little anecdotes like that.
What I always notice about Dan is his passion. I mean, he's a visionary not only in the business world, but also a visionary in our community. And when he's on to something, you can see this twinkle in his eye or this small grin come over his face, and you know that something good is about to happen.
Could look to them as things for integrity would be one thing, honesty would be another thing. Personal relationships are important to them. I think they're people who love to be with people, love to share with people, love to do what they can and help people.
I remember vividly, it was probably 45 years ago, but I still remember to this day that I was in Little League Baseball, and I was at bat, and I came back to the dugout, and one of my teammates said to me, "Did you hear what that coach on the other team said?" And I said, "No, what did he say?" And he said, "If that kid gets a hit, it's going to be a mistake." And I thought, I knew I wasn't Hank Aaron, the major player at the time, but I thought that was, made me feel a little sad. And I came home, and my mother was in the kitchen stirring Spanish rice, and I told her the story, and she said, "No, he didn't say that." And I said, "No, he said that." And she said, "No, he didn't say that." And I thought, well, she's here. She wasn't at the field, but she's quite certain. So, okay. So I washed my hands and had dinner. And I just remember that she was always encouraging, and her role was always to uplift and to encourage, and she knew that we would get hit with things, and her job was to help us see past those kind of things.
When I think of the Scout Law, I think virtually everything applies to Dan and Kathy. But let me go with clean and dovetail that in with the Scout oath of being morally straight. If you have Dan and Kathy Mezzalingua as a friend, personally, professionally, in the community, you've hit the jackpot.
The one that most reminds me of the Mezzalinguas, of the Scout Laws, is kindness. I just think of them as very kind people to everyone in their thoughts, in what they do and how they help people.
Friendly because, again, that there's no arrogance to them. There's no, it's all basically wanting to be helpful and easy to talk to because they're friendly.
The point I would pick would be loyalty, because I think that they've learned that probably through growing up with their families, because you're loyal to your family, or you're loyal to your relatives, you're loyal to the generations. And I think as you get in business, that's a part of you that's always going to be there. And it's going to help you with who you're talking to. It can be here, it could be there, it could be anybody, but a loyalty is something that you don't divide. It's something that comes with you.
It's hard to pick because there's so many, those are all the right qualities that you want in any human and you would want in yourself and your kids. So it's hard to pick. What I would say is helpful. And this applies to both my mother and father. They are constantly willing to help others, people they know, people they don't know, sometimes even when it's not asked, but always with the intent of trying to lift somebody and give them the benefit of their thoughts and their views and their experiences. So that's not an easy one, but I would say helpful. They want to help. They want to impact. They want to help.